Welcome everyone to the 4th CJCA Leadership Institute. This forum brings CJCA directors together to explore topics focused on ideas that can improve operations and practices and move CJCA toward its intended goal of reform through leadership, and our belief that every youth should leave our facilities and programs in a better place than he or she came in.
It's so important for us to have the opportunity to come together just to really refresh and reaffirm what we've chosen to do. Well, we certainly aren't a monolith. We come with different situations, different jurisdictions. I'm sure to a significant extent, different perspectives on the problems that we face. Yet it's great to come together to share those ideas, to share our challenges and share how we approach them.
To take those risks that are necessary to push the changes that are so important and needed is very challenging, in that the leaders in this field have turnover at an incredible rate. I think the longevity of most directors in this field is about 2 years now, which is incredibly short, and it doesn't give people a lot of time to make the changes that are necessary. You know, as soon as they start to make some progress, unfortunately, a turnover has occurred, and it's almost like you have to start all over again. So having a long-term strategic plan is incredibly important, but so that your predecessors will be able to continue down that same path and be able to push those reforms that are needed in the right direction.
In this regard, what does it mean to lead strategically? What are the implications for our policies and practices and the steps we take to develop and then ultimately implement them in the context of not knowing exactly how long we might have to get that job done? So in this regard, I suggest 4 key challenges or areas of focus. One is around political will and leadership. Secondly, around public perception, and I'm going to define public large, not just the general public, but the public outside our immediate sphere that we need to influence in terms of their perception and opinion. And then the structural requirements we need to think about in our strategic move forward, and then the fiscal underpinnings of the work as we undertake it.
Having strong leadership in an organization that works with the juvenile justice population is really important, because oftentimes those are populations that have little voice in their community. And so being able to speak on their behalf and advocate for best practices and resources is incredibly important for every state across the country.
As I try to explain to people outside of the juvenile justice system, this is probably the most important work that anyone can do. It really does reflect how our system, how our communities, how our country will fare on how we treat the young people and how we help them develop to productive citizens.
I just really feel fortunate to be part of CJCA, and I'm grateful to Casey Foundation for funding it and bringing us all together. There are few opportunities when you can have almost all of the system partners at the table sharing ideas, talking about obstacles and opportunities, and then taking it back and implementing it at the local level.
What you're really trying to achieve for these kids is to ensure, to be a conduit, a connecting point, that they have love, opportunity, and hope in their life. It may seem like an odd thing to say. I'm a juvenile justice policymaker and practitioner, and my job is ultimately to help connect young people to have loving relationships, opportunities for the future, and hope that the future holds something better than what they've experienced to date.